In this video, we're going to show you how to master par 4s even as a beginner golfer or a high handicapper. We're going to teach you how to stop making those silly mistakes
that I do often
that cost you a lot of shots. Laura, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Laura, what a beautiful par 4 we have in front of us.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this par 4?
I'm querying in my head where to put the tee.
Yeah.
Because there's hazards on the left, hazards on the right.
There is. So they're not hazards, they are waste areas. You should find them. So essentially it's quite a wide hole. Yeah, so sorry, there are hazards just on the left hand side short, but you should carry those. I meant not in range.
Red is like you're not getting your ball back.
They're very similar, to be fair. You just don't want to go in them. You can find them, but you'd have to drop it out. So Laura, 36 handicap, how many shots do you get on this hole? Two. So what does it make the par?
6.
Exactly. Guys, I'm saying this throughout this series because it's so important that you realise, use your shots wisely. Don't stand on a hole and think, oh, it's a par 4. I need to make a 4. I have to make a 4. In fact, if I don't make a birdie, I should never play golf again. Because we've all been a beginner golfer, we've all been high handicap golfers, and we all know just to stick to the process and use your shots wisely. So Laura, what club are you going to hit off this par 4?
I'm just going to go driver.
Yeah, okay.
So where do you reckon? Just anywhere in the middle?
I would go in the middle, yeah, because you hit a good tee shot on the par 3 last hole. If you didn't watch that last week, then go and check it out. And Laura, you're looking rather suave with the new series sponsor. What are they?
Yeah, these are my LeMuna glasses.
Shall we check that?
Ours, because they're unisex, guys.
They are. Shall we check them out a little bit later on in the video?
Absolutely.
Right.
My thoughts that I'm just going to hope for the best, to be honest.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
And stick to
the basics.
Yeah. Not bad at all. It's running. In fact, it's still running. A little bit heavy, not too bad at all. We're going to take that all day long. We are not in that yellow hazard.
And I didn't break the tee.
You didn't break the tee, so you're economic as well. So Laura's had a little bit of a practice before we've played today. The key thing here is you've not hit too many shots. You've not spent too long on the putting green because it's what?
Well, I think sometimes you get too much in your own head and then you're like, oh, I could do this, and then when you get out on the course.
It's not a practice day, it's a playing day, isn't it? And for a beginner golfer, it's so important to separate those. Also, guys, it's nearly 30 degrees. So if you go out there and hit a full bucket of balls, you're only going to get tired, you're only going to get fatigued, and you're not going to play your best golf. You haven't hit a bad shot yet today.
No.
So I think it shows, it speaks volumes how far your game's come in. But guys, if you don't hit good shots, make sure you stick to the basics and try not to do what?
Panic.
Perfect. So guys, once again, this series is sponsored by our friends at LeMuna Smart Eyewear. Laura, are you enjoying these glasses?
I'm loving them.
Tell me about them.
Loving them. Well, what I'm enjoying, and I think what most sports athletes, let's say, would enjoy, is that you can get into your own head and into your own world while you're practicing. Practice makes perfect. So, you know, I can still hear you giving me instruction, but I can listen to music and I can get into my quiet zone, if you know what I mean.
So the ring wasn't on the finger, gave, a little bit more status, if you would. So,
My footing's on form. You said earlier while I was on the driving range there was some building work going on, but I actually couldn't hear the building work.
Too busy listening to your tunes?
Yeah, I was too busy in my own world.
What's the biggest kind of feedback in golf when it comes to strike?
You've got to be able to hear it. It's not always about sight, I think. You know, obviously you try to follow the ball as much as you can. Yeah. But you need to be able to hear whether it's...
And that's why, because they're not in-ear earphones or headphones.
Yeah, really good.
Right.
And I know sometimes when you've got your sunglasses on, it can look a bit...
I think they look nice. I think they suit you.
Do you know what I mean? It can look dark and gloomy and stuff, but I just feel like I've got a pair of glasses on.
Without any further ado, let's get back to this par 4 and show them just how good you are.
Oh, guys, also, you can get these made in prescription. So don't worry if you wear glasses full time, you can have them made into your prescription, which is really good because I use mine for watching the telly and reading and things like that. So golfers, quite handy for you. Right,
we are in the rough. It's not the best of lies. You're still on grass though, you're not in the waste area, which is good. We've got 150 metres there, which is 150 yards. 100 and what yards?
165.
It is, sorry. So we have here about 180 yards. What are you going to do? What do you think? What's in this bag that you're going to...
First thought was hybrid.
Okay. Any reason why?
Because we're in the rough and we've still got a fair way to go.
Yeah.
I can't hit anything else that far.
How did you hit hybrid last time you hit it?
Well.
Perfect, let's go with it then. See, this is something which you just have to think, guys. If I've hit a club well throughout the day, make sure you stick with it. You don't need to always hit every single club in your bag, especially if you've got 2 shots on a hole. Laura doesn't need, that is a massive fly on the lens. Laura doesn't need to make par here, and you don't need to get this on the green. You don't even need to get it near the green. If you can hit this 100 yards and leave yourself about 80 yards in, you'll be on the green for 3 and have a par putt, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I have to remember this is just my second shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and
I can't believe how well you're hitting that today. We might have to take that club home with us. Great shot down the middle of the fairway. Look at that, just running
rolling.
down at the middle there. It's just gone down that little valley. So Laura, these aren't your clubs,
No.
but how are you finding it?
They're all right.
Are you bothered?
Not really. I'd prefer to have mine, but
But we've not got them. And a big
No.
thing, guys, when you do come,
still tailor-made.
yeah, a big thing when you come on holiday to play, don't worry about the clubs, just play.
Yeah. I mean, how many people rent them?
Exactly, just enjoy golf.
When you go
Look at that is middle
It is in the middle
stripe.
of the fairway.
So I was kind of hoping, Laura, that you would hit a couple of bad shots for us today, but that doesn't seem to be happening in this how to master par 3, par 4, par 5. If you say hit it over there, what would you do?
I'd have hit some sort of wedge.
And take your,
Time with it. I wouldn't have panicked. I'd have been thinking I've got 3 more shots here.
would you do all that? Or is it because I'm here? The key, if you do make mistakes, you're always going to make mistakes, is just take your medicine, get it back in play. Even if it does mean maybe you make a 7, you make an 8, it's not going to ruin your scorecard. But if you start really trying to go after it, if you start trying to be the hero and you make a 10, 11, 12, that could ruin your scorecard. 70 yards, what have we got down here? It's just something. Just a,
This is where I like getting into my head. This.
but why you get into your head? And this is prime for beginner golfers. You know what? You nailed one of those on the driving range.
Because I don't want to like duff it and then I've messed up the fairway. Do you know what I mean?
Don't worry about the fairway.
I know. It'll repair.
That's like a
itself.
footballer saying, I don't want to make a tackle because I don't want to ruin the pitch.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Okay, probably the worst shot of the day so far.
yep.
But what are we going to take out of that? Because look where it's finished, in fairness.
I mean, it's gone a good 50 yards.
It's gone a good distance. It's not the end of the world. And this
No.
is where someone like Foxy used to get irate with himself. But you've had 3 shots. You can probably put that next one. That's why I'd be thinking, can I get something with less loft on that? Try and come away with a 5 or a 6.
Do you think put that then?
We'll see when we get up there. Never make a decision too soon. There's another point for you. So Laura, not a bad shot. You're actually only just off the fairway. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of rough in between you and the green.
Yeah.
What are your plans? What are you going to do?
Well, my first thought was putter, but then I remembered that I can't use a putter if there's long grass or
Yeah.
anything in front of me.
I mean, you could almost aim the right-hand side of the green and do it.
It'd be silly.
Yeah, I think you've had some short game lessons. So if you go with
Yeah.
the club you've got in your hands,
Which is
it's a pitching wedge.
pitching wedge.
Yep.
Just remember my basics, basically.
Yep.
As you would say, a little knock and run.
So what are your basics?
Weight on the left.
Yep.
Stance a little bit closer together.
Yep.
And try and strike it.
It's a great shot. A little bit too firm,
Yeah.
but not bad at all. So you're there for 4, Laura. You've got 2 putts for your 6, which for you would be a par. Guys, if you tuned in to the par 3 video, Laura's saying, well, I'm currently 1 over par, aren't I? No, you're 1 under par. You made a 4 and your handicap's 36. So
yeah.
again, as a beginner golfer, Laura's thinking about, I need to think
Yeah.
about gross score, gross score. Absolutely not. Don't worry about your gross score.
was
Think about your net score after your handicap, because you're doing yourself out of a really good score there.
Yeah. So I've got 2 putts for par here.
Yep.
I think it goes slightly right to left.
Yeah, I think you've nailed that. Would it be downhill or
A
uphill?
little bit downhill, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So all she's doing there is asking herself those simple questions.
Yeah.
And that is perfect. Get the pace right and the line right, and a stress-free net par. Looks good. Looks very good, in fact. Great putt. That's everything that I'm asking Laura to do. Make it stress-free. Laura, as a beginner golfer, you have mastered a par 4. Well done.